the hospital you built.
These are the wires
that run through the hospital you built.
These are the systems
that use the wires
that run through the hospital you built.
This is the emergency area that depends on the systems that use the wires
that run through the hospital you built.
These are the surgical suites
that help emergency
that depends on the systems that use the wires
that run through the hospital you built. These are the labs where they research for cures that help us kids
who need the surgical suites
that help emergency
that depends on the systems that use the wires
that run through the hospital you built. All for kids like me.
Welcome to the first freestanding children's hospital built in Canada in 20 years. It's the most state-of-the-art hospital in North America, and it's here because of you. The people of Alberta in every community recognize the need, took up the cause, and raised the funds necessary to begin this project 6 years ago. Now, it's a reality, and as you'll see, it's built for success.
We were on time, and we were within our construction budget, and given the construction environment that we're working in, that was a huge challenge.
This will be the most state-of-the-art children's hospital in North America, and it's really one of a kind.
State-of-the-art because of advancements in construction and medical technology, and one of a kind because at the heart of our hospital is a philosophy called family-centered care.
You gotta learn how to listen. And so we involved parents before we ever started the design of the hospital.
Pretty amazing. I mean, I just can't get over it.
Our parents have been promoters of family-centered care. They're the push behind focusing on the needs of the family. So when it came to the original discussions about the hospital, we brought families in.
A lot of people were listening, and I think a lot of those design concepts are built into this hospital.
I walked in and I saw the thing that I did was there. My suggestion was there. It was only a little minuscule thing, but it was there, and I got, wow, they'd listen.
We had the planning team and the architects, as well as a lot of parents, actually sit around and talk about things that they would like to see in the new hospital from the experiences that they went through or had in their old hospital.
You'll notice at first with the exterior window design. Here's what the kids thought it should look like. Here's how it looks. Pretty cool, huh?
And one of the things was the colors. And the first round of colors were beautiful, but as one parent suggested, they weren't kids' colors, they weren't kids friendly. And then they called us back again and they brought us kid-friendly colors.
They wanted it child-friendly, they wanted it to be warm and welcoming, they didn't want it to be scary, they wanted bright colors.
It looks like a box of crayons thrown up and made into a beautiful building. I'm very proud of the hospital.
While the family-centered care philosophy is obvious from the outside, that same kind of user-friendly thinking was carried throughout the entire building process.
It's really given us a chance to challenge ourselves about the way we do things. So we were very fortunate in the whole process around planning. It's been a great experience to have that planning start so early and have us take the opportunity to really challenge and look at the way we're doing things and to really think about how we could do them better and how we could create the spaces and environments to deliver care more effectively for ourselves and for families.
Even the location was chosen with families in mind.
We looked at 34 sites in the city, and subsequently they recommended this site for a whole series of reasons. There were a lot of locational criteria. It had to have really good bus access. It had to have good long-term access, which it does in terms of the roadway systems. And the Children's Hospital is a teaching hospital. So it's very important that there be some proximity to the medical school.
Mission accomplished. The new Alberta Children's Hospital is central, connected, yet private. Located on 30 acres in the city's northwest with access from 16th Avenue, Crowchild Trail, and Shaganappy Trail. The new Alberta Children's Hospital is a welcoming sanctuary. Exactly what was ordered, and specially designed to make 5 floors look smaller for kids.
The whole philosophy is to try to, on the building, is to make it comfortable for parents and children, make them feel like they're under control when they come there, so that, that the building and the facility is not adding stress to something that may already be stressful for them.
This level of thoughtful design is a reoccurring theme throughout the new Alberta Children's Hospital, made possible through consultation with the people who use it, from kids to the STARS Air Ambulance crew.
They came to us very, very early and said, you know, we need to know where the helipad's going to go so that we can build the hospital with that in mind. The helipad built here is wonderfully well situated for the job it needs to do. And it's close to diagnostic imaging, to emergency services, to ICUs, things that children need to get to quickly. You build a facility once and you do it right, you have an opportunity to have a great situation that works well for the not so ill, but most importantly, it works really well when the chips are down and you have to move quickly.
The ambulance area is just over twice as big as the old hospitals, with more than enough room for 4 emergency vehicles.
Well, the new ambulance bay is going to accommodate a number of ground ambulances and allow for the smooth transfer of children into the areas that they need to get to quickly.
And that's just on the way in. Inside the emergency area, there are 27 exam rooms and 2 large trauma rooms. Almost every patient room includes a window with a view, a washroom with a tub and shower, and an in-room sleeping area for parents. That's a great idea.
The child is very ill, the parent will not go home. And so in every inpatient room, there's a couch bed, there's facilities for the parents to store their personal effects.
We've got all this room now to actually be in with our children and not have to leave.
Plus, a brand new design on something called a medical head wall that helps staff work more efficiently and increases patient safety.
These are our medical head walls here. We have our vacuum, our oxygen and supplied air, breathing air. Each and every one of them are identical. It took over 2 years to come up with the design.
That's thinking ahead.
In the past, the approach has been to poke multiple holes in the wall and bring those services through, but we found a Canadian company that would actually design us this head wall. What it allows us to do is expand in the future as technology changes, and nothing changes faster in healthcare than technology.
The clinic areas are newly designed too, using what's known as a program-based service model.
It's much more efficient.
The new design means the entire healthcare team is close by and available when the family arrives, which means less time spent at the hospital.
If we have our disciplines all in the same clinic area, they're accessible. They can network together, they can enhance their team interactions, and they're all there on the day that the family comes for the appointment.
60% of our work is done on an outpatient basis. Families want their kids at home. They don't want them admitted to hospitals. So we've worked really hard in pediatrics to be able to get our children home as fast as we can and then provide support to them on a day basis.
Family-centered care, efficiencies, and teamwork. Cornerstones of the new Alberta Children's Hospital.
This is the hospital you built.
Everybody's very proud to be working on this site and to be working on a project of this magnitude.
Everybody's pretty passionate about what they want to do for this hospital.
It's just state of the art. I mean, everything's designed to make care for the patient easy.
It makes me feel really good to work here.
Coming up, tons of parking and a whole lot of wire at the new Alberta Children's Hospital.
These are the wires that run through the hospital you built.
The Alberta Children's Hospital has served the medical needs of kids in Calgary and southern Alberta on 3 different sites since 1922. But our growing population means more kids, and more kids need more space.
It's about 60% larger than our current facility, and that's a huge difference. The spaces have been designed more for the care of today. We have private rooms instead of semi-private rooms. And again, those private rooms have been built for family accommodation so that a parent can stay at the bedside, so they're considerably larger.
In fact, the new Alberta Children's Hospital has 129 beds and 5 times more single-patient rooms than the old site.
My viewpoint is a single room is better for the kids and for the families.
We know family-centered care works from location to entrance to emergency. But what can it do in a parkade?
Oh, that parkade is fascinating.
With input from parents who will be looking for quick and convenient parking, the design team created a 750-space heated parkade with direct access to the hospital.
Quite often they're bringing other children with them when they're bringing their child to the hospital. They're there for 4 or 5 or 6 hours. They don't want to be carrying their clothes around with them. So they wanted a heated connection so they could leave the other effects in the car.
That's a good idea.
The ceilings here are also high enough for tall wheelchair vans, making it the only parkade in Calgary that's wheelchair van accessible. And all ramps are gently sloped so strollers don't roll away.
We put images of stylized kind of kids' cars on it so that if you're driving up to the facility, that without any signage, you can figure out that that's a parkade. And has that ever worked well? Kids love it.
It's been designed for children. It's very receiving, I believe, for children, both on the exterior and the interior. So I imagine families are going to be very excited by it.
I know it looks like they've thought of everything, but there's more yet.
There's more.
Like a child-friendly, fully functional gymnasium to keep those endorphins active and energy up. The Gordon Townsend School, so kids who require extended care and rehabilitation can keep up with their studies. And a completely redesigned therapy pool. Our new hospital is state-of-the-art, completely modern in every respect. But because this hospital is a place of constant advancement, the entire site is also master planned to allow for future expansion.
But what we've managed to do is to allow this building to expand fully by itself. So in other words, we double the capacity.
It's relatively easy to build, and you do not disrupt the existing operation of the hospital. You don't touch it. And secondly, it's very cost effective. It's as little as 50% of what normal renovation costs in a hospital are.
We gave a great deal of thought to how we would expand the outpatient clinic areas, how we would expand our inpatient beds if we needed them in the future, how we'd expand ICU, diagnostic imaging, emergency. So we built all of that into the plan.
The strategy we've used is to try and do any expansion laterally so that, in other words, we do not interrupt any of the existing functions that are happening inside the building.
It's this kind of forward thinking that helped build the new hospital in the first place. And with your ongoing support, the advancements in family-centered care will continue. After all,
this is the hospital you built.
Typically, 10% of the building's budget usually goes into the construction of the elevators from start to finish. We're quite proud of these units, knowing that they're going to last several years.
Next floor.
That's a lot of up and down, folks.
On the surface, it's an amazing building. But what's even more amazing is what you don't see. Every one of the 3,500 rooms here had to be wired to specific requirements. Some rooms need more wire, some need less. But no matter how you splice it, it adds up to a lot of wire.
We got about 2,100 kilometers of wire that's enough to go from Calgary to San Francisco.
That's a lot of wire.
And that wire is being used to make a lot of very important connections.
700 electrical panels in this building, as well as about 20,000 breakers.
That's a lot of breakers.
This is one of 27 communications rooms in the hospital. In here, there's approximately 800 cables.
That's a lot of wire.
Along with wires, we've also got a lot of mechanical piping.
In total, there's 4 million pounds of pressurized pipe in this hospital. That's a lot of pipe.
And it took 49 trucks to deliver 21 air handling units that together weigh over 1 million pounds.
48% of the cost of the facility is mechanical, electrical, and if you compared that to an office building, it's typically 18 to 20%. So it really is like no other building.
Hidden in all those numbers are more family-centered care initiatives. One of the biggest requests by kids and families became a top priority.
One of the interesting things that the kids said is they hated buildings that smelled like a hospital. And then all the adults said, yeah, so do we, right?
They wanted us to eliminate the hospital smell.
The one thing they all asked for is to not have it smell like a hospital.
And we did it.
And that's a challenge.
The building is supplied with 100% fresh air, so there's never any bacteria that's inherent in the building that gets recirculated back in. It's always removed, exhausted, and 100% of fresh air comes in.
In the operating rooms, you get 100% fresh air every 2.4 minutes. And in the actual operating area around the patient bed and in the zone, immediate zone where the surgeons and the nurses work, it has a curtain of 100% of fresh air 100% of the time. And what that means is if you take the instruments that are being used there are not going to get contaminated by something from the air in the hospital.
Fresh air is constantly being replenished throughout the building. Every 4 minutes in the intensive care units and every 5 minutes in the inpatient rooms.
The byproduct of all this fresh air exchange means that this building is not going to smell like a hospital building, which I think will probably be the biggest surprise for anybody that goes in there.
Keeping the air that fresh in a hospital can't be easy. Who even knew it was possible? But they did it.
Yes, they did.
It's all controlled here on the top floor in what we call the penthouse. This area at the top of the hospital controls air and water flow throughout the building.
We have 28 air handling units that supply air to this building. We've zoned the air handling units so that we can isolate certain parts of the building.
So when a door is opened in an infectious room anywhere in the hospital, the air pressure can be controlled so that only fresh outside air moves in, and infectious inside air is filtered as it moves out.
That's amazing.
This huge gray structure houses the HEPA filters. They take up a good portion of the penthouse and provide the technology that cleans the air throughout the entire hospital. Air movement is an exacting science, especially in a hospital. And this one has the best air moving and filtering system available today.
That is cool.
When it comes to water, these giant heaters in the penthouse make sure every drop that runs through the hospital stays clean and germ-free.
If you have standing hot water, then there's a great likelihood that bugs will build up inside of that. So all of our water heaters are in line. In other words, as you turn the tap on, upstairs in the penthouse is a whole series of these great big heaters, and they turn around and heat the water on an on-demand basis.
There's no stagnant water in the system anywhere. So in total, the mechanical and electrical infrastructure provides for a better environment for these kids, a lot safer environment.
That was easy.
Between pipes, air, and wires, there's a lot going on inside the walls of the new Alberta Children's Hospital. So much, in fact, these important pipelines have their very own floor.
Interstitial space is basically a floor that is located between occupied floors. What it does, it houses all the mechanical and electrical systems. And it occurs over very technical spaces in the hospital. Spaces such as emergency, as an ICU, as an operating suite, as X-ray suite, that sort of thing.
Making it a very important area.
Normally, all that equipment gets housed in the ceiling space of the room. What that means is that if there is some maintenance that has to occur, they basically have to shut down an exam room or an X-ray room to do that work. By having it in the interstitial floors, we can get our maintenance people up there to do the work without affecting the room below.
So there is no room downtime.
Well-designed air, water, and wire connections make for a healthy, more efficient hospital. And that's good, because
this is the hospital that you built.
I think this is the best location, the best place, and Calgary needs something for these kids.
It's all for the kids.
It's all for the kids.
The people that work here, they actually care. And you can see it in the workmanship, and you can see it and feel it when you're working with everybody.
coming up, the newest of the new, from CAT scans to nuclear medicine. We've got the gear at the new Alberta Children's Hospital.
These are the systems
that use the wires
that run through the hospital you built.
Lots of wires means lots of equipment. And here at the new Alberta Children's Hospital, we've got the best equipment available today.
It is state-of-the-art. It's an extraordinary facility. It's built to support state-of-the-art technology and expandability. It's wired about 19 kilometers of fiber optics.
19 kilometers?
It's about the amount it would take to go up to the top of Mount Everest and back.
That's a lot of wire.
And because it's fiber optic, it means serious high speed.
At the new hospital, most of the equipment that we have purchased is going to be direct digital technology, X-ray technology, which will allow us, once we take the image will come up in front of the technologist immediately.
That means experts can diagnose and treat kids faster and better than ever before. And at our new hospital, they even have more room to do it.
We've got 2 fluoroscopy units. We have 4 ultrasound units at the new Children's Hospital. One of the other things is we do have another room that is shelled in space, which will allow for expansion in the future. That is incredibly important because what you don't want is to move into a new site and already be capped in what you can do and have no flexibility going forward.
More is good, but sometimes different is what you need. So for a more detailed diagnosis, you use a more detailed technology.
MRI uses strong magnetic waves to help create the images of the body part that we need to see. And it doesn't use radiation, so that makes it a very attractive imaging tool for the kids.
And because an MRI uses such powerful magnets, the room it's in must be specially designed and wired.
MRI is really affected by any electromagnetic waves or radio interference. And so the room itself has a shielding in it which will block any kind of interference from coming into the room.
And while the new MRI is an important part of the diagnostic digital imaging equipment here, it's not the only part.
CAT scan is computerized tomography, and it uses X-rays. Imagine a loaf of bread and the slices that we have in a loaf of bread. Using X-rays in that computer, we're able to do the same with the human body. And with CAT scan or CT scanning, the one that we have, we're actually able to scan the whole body, the whole length of the body in less than 10 seconds.
And again, because the CAT scan uses a moving X-ray beam, we need a special room with special hookups.
There's more yet.
Nuclear medicine is fast becoming a popular option to both see inside the body and to treat it.
Nuclear medicine really is looking at a lot of function within the body, so looking at the function of systems and organs.
And of course, due to the radioactive substances involved, we need dedicated rooms with special dedicated wiring.
We are going to have a second gamma camera in the nuclear medicine department, and that's going to allow us a lot more flexibility to be able to be doing more procedures. It allows for expansion of service.
It's not just technology that needs wires. Kids and families have to be wired too.
We sure appreciate it.
Because communication and socialization are important parts of a child's life, all inpatient rooms are connected to the internet and to each other. Even parents at home can get connected.
So we built in workstations, small ones throughout the hospital, that if they have that situation, that they can in fact go and continue their working life while their child is being looked after in the hospital.
And to stay true to the family-centered care philosophy, our hospital has created the Family and Community Resource Centre. It's run by the Southern Alberta Child and Youth Health Network, and it's designed to give families and medical professionals as much childcare information as possible, no matter where they are.
It has an on-site presence at the hospital, but it has a virtual reach. So if a family is living in Medicine Hat, they can still access those services from their home community.
Using technology, the Family and Community Resource Centre can extend its reach through the internet or video conferencing.
Through web-based work with our partners, we can all have access to the same kind of information.
The Resource Centre can even help families check in with their doctor without having to make what could be a long journey to the hospital in Calgary.
We might be able to use technology to do a follow-up visit with families where we might use video conferencing so that the child and the parent are actually in a health center in Medicine Hat, but actually having a visit with their physician who still remains at the hospital.
Communication? It works both ways.
So it's a very good example of how we've created something at the hospital that extends much broader than the hospital itself.
If technology is key to healthcare, flexibility is key to keeping up with technology. That means when technology changes, we have to be ready to change with it to make things better. And with the continued support of Albertans, we'll be ready, because
this is the hospital you built.
This is a state-of-the-art hospital that Alberta should be proud of, and the kids will benefit more than anybody.
You know, when I first got on here, that was one of the biggest things about coming to work here, was giving back to the community and doing something for the kids.
Makes me feel good to work for the children that we know that they are going to be coming here from all over the province.
Coming up, it's all new and ready to go to work, from emergency to surgery at the new Alberta Children's Hospital.
This is the emergency area.
That depends on the systems that use the wires
that run through the hospital you built.
Emergency is all about speed. The faster and more efficient we can make it, the better it will be.
Faster is better.
We're doubling our surface area. We'll be able to deliver a more efficient care.
In the new emergency area, speed plus efficiencies make a real difference to the number of children we can help. This area has the capacity to assist up to 60,000 kids a year.
We will have top-notch trauma rooms with integrated overhead X-ray units so that we can do the proper trauma care that we think needs to be delivered. It needs proper mental health room for assessment.
Dr. Belanger and his team worked closely with hospital planners to make sure the design of the new emergency enhances teamwork.
Easier communication between the team members, all of which is going to end up delivering a better service, a better healthcare service to families who come to visit the Children's Hospital.
A little room for movement is important for everyone on the emergency team. The new emergency area has 35 exam rooms, double the number of the old hospital.
Getting into a facility that can actually accommodate the numbers and the types of things that we're seeing these days is really important.
2 exam rooms are dedicated to the assessment of psychiatric patients. That's important because these children have particular needs and require a specific environment that was previously unavailable.
We have a dedicated area for seeing mental health patients and be able to do interviews properly with maintaining safety for patients, families, and staff.
A big part of emergency is the prioritizing of patients so that the children that need help the most are seen the soonest.
Triage is like a sorting process in which an experienced emergency room nurse can quickly assess a patient. So the triage nurse has the equipment and everything she needs right there to properly assess kids as they come through the door.
The new emergency area is also equipped with 2 new trauma rooms, each with 2 beds for multiple accident cases and built-in overhead X-ray equipment. The right technology in the right place means critical patients will no longer have to be transferred to other areas of the hospital for assessment.
It provides increased rapidity in order to obtain an X-ray in a very critical situation. It also prevents from moving the patient to an X-ray department. A lot of these patients are unstable. A large part of it is efficiency. A large part of it is being able to deliver the highest standard of care possible.
That's good planning.
It's all about speed. Getting to emergency is important too.
We have place for 4 ambulances, so we can take 4 at once.
4 ambulances at a time requires a good-sized area.
It's a hockey rink.
And direct access to environmentally controlled surroundings is a plus too.
We have a decontamination unit. It's state-of-the-art. It's fantastic.
The only thing better would be close proximity to a helicopter pad.
The helicopter is literally going to be 60 feet away. At the old site, we had to cross the road. It was very problematic and needed a lot of coordination. I had to stop traffic.
By air and by road, it's all access to the new Alberta Children's Hospital.
When you think about the care of a very sick individual, children in particular, there's a chain of survival concept, which is every link in the chain has to work together to shorten the time from the incident or the onset of the medical illness until they are in an operating room or an ICU or an emergency department.
This is way better.
And way more efficient with an all-new treatment center. The emergency area also includes an upgraded procedure room to provide medical or surgical treatment. This will help reduce the number of patients who need hospital admission.
That makes sense.
From the helipad to triage to treatment, emergency is a key area of improvement. It's our front line of care for children, so naturally, we want to make it the best it can be, because
this is the hospital you built.
This building is going to be state-of-the-art. A lot of the technology that's going into this building will help a lot of kids.
All the trades involved are doing a fantastic job, and it'll all come together.
The construction workers themselves have had a number of events.
You guys are allowed to buy tickets, and they give away half the money as winnings, and the other half the company matches towards a playground for the children outside after.
They've contributed. They've left us a legacy.
Because we are truly a team. The care that you get at the Children's is very much teamwork.
Coming up, nothing beats a great view except maybe a great playground. All at the new Alberta Children's Hospital.
These are the surgical suites
that help emergency.
That depends on the systems. That use the wires.
That run through the hospital you built.
8 new surgical suites and 2 special procedure rooms are a critical part of the new ACH. And at the heart of surgery is more new technology.
We have more operating rooms. We have more technology in our operating rooms.
That includes smart technology, a system of cameras built into every operating room that allows surgeons to do their work with the tiniest of incisions.
We do some of our procedures with what we call minimally invasive surgery. That's using small cameras and small ports to access different cavities. And now we're going to have technology that brings these video monitors in off of a boom, and they're permanently in the room. It's going to make a huge difference to how well we see and how everybody else sees using this new technology.
Now, high-quality video images taken during surgery can be shared in real time. That means other experts can collaborate and medical students can watch and learn, all at the same time.
We can video each procedure with a camera system that's set into our lights.
Wow.
We also have a lot more day surgery beds. We're going to move to 36 beds in the day surgery unit.
Our family-centered care philosophy reaches deep into surgery as well. To design a better hospital, we needed to understand the most difficult issue families face when kids need surgery.
The thing that most children want to be reassured is, will it hurt? And can my mom or dad stay? And that's what they want to know. And if you can reassure them that their mom and dad can stay and they can be with them, then that's everything to that child and that's everything to that parent.
We now have induction rooms that are attached to the operating room, so we'll be able to bring the parent and the child in this room. It's a smaller room than a big OR. It's quieter, it's more comfortable.
So children will fall asleep under anesthetic with their parent by their side and wake up with their family close by.
They will remember waking up. And so that we'll be able to have the parent there as quickly as possible, so they're there to provide support for their child, and their child is less fearful because they see mom or dad.
These new surgical suites are important to our new hospital. It's here that the magic of modern medicine happens. And while these rooms are currently state-of-the-art, as long as there's funding, they can easily be updated and otherwise equipped for many years to come. This is the new inpatient area. Around here, it's all about comfort, quiet, and teamwork. And the staff can't wait.
Absolutely thrilled. We are so excited.
The nurse stations are right in the middle of things, with carefully placed windows into each room.
There's rooms around the nursing station with windows so we can have that quick glance, that quick access into those rooms and to visually see how some of the children are doing.
Closer is better.
We have 129 beds in our new facility. And of those, we have 5 times the amount of single patient rooms.
That's a lot.
Comfort and safety are key to family-centered care and a big part of the new hospital. But building patient rooms that were both safe and comfortable wasn't easy. These rooms were designed and redesigned to create the best environment for staff and patients. And bears.
They didn't stop till they got it right.
We want the families to be actively involved in the care. We want them at the bedside of their child. And it just generally makes it better for the child. They get better faster. And the transition both into hospital and out of hospital is smoother.
After experiencing the shock of finding themselves in a hospital, this special area is where families from out of town can settle and regroup.
Actually, I think it's going to make a big difference for kids, but I think it actually makes a big difference to families.
Planning is everything.
Of course, much of the hospital's design is based on feedback from kids and families, but some improvements were more obvious than others. One of the things we learned was the need for age-appropriate play areas outside and inside the hospital.
The children want to go outside. And so you want to try to create an environment that if they're ill, that first of all, it really invigorates them, and secondly, that challenges them a little bit so that if they're not doing well, they want to go over there today, and the next day maybe I can go a little bit further. We have a big area that we call the backyard, and it has a fantastic little feature called a tree house, which is a big path leading up, and then you go across a bridge to another tree house.
In fact, playtime is so important to a child's healing process, we've designed age-specific play areas throughout the hospital.
That's very important.
Seven specially designed outdoor healing gardens offer comfort, therapy, and a place of refuge from the activity inside the hospital.
There was a lady, Cornelia Oberlander, out of Vancouver, And she was in her 80s then. She's got to be in her late 80s now. And she had done more healing gardens than anybody else really in the world. We put her together with some young landscape architects because we found that youth and experience really worked well together.
Family-centered care also talks to multiculturalism, so there's a lot of Aboriginal input into those. We have a center to the building, and we have sort of spokes going out. We have a lot of the sacred spaces out in the garden area, a lot of the outdoor areas which are very important to many cultures, Aboriginal being one of them, as part of the healing process, as part of the turning over of authority or power to a physician of their children. So all those things are sort of embedded in the facility.
And then there's the oncology family sunroom.
One of the parents who had a child that was going to be in the oncology, which is the cancer clinic, for 3 or 4 months, and they craved daylight. And the way the existing hospital is designed, there are no windows in those patient areas.
Typically, the children who are in the oncology clinic actually are in there for a long time. And in the old hospital, there were no windows, and the kids just couldn't get out and experience the sunlight. This is first class.
They asked for us to build a pet therapy room because children miss their pets when they're in hospital, and bringing a pet into an inpatient unit is not very desirable.
I mean, I just think of our dog, what a lifesaver she's been when our daughters had her surgeries. I mean, it took the stress away. I mean, and being able to bring my dog to see my kid, I mean, that would be fabulous.
The children can come in there either in their beds or in the wheelchair with their families, and they can visit with their pets.
And if you don't have a pet, you can adopt one from any of the hospital's 6 new aquariums, thanks to the generosity of our very own construction workers.
The construction workers themselves have provided us with the 6 aquariums that you'll see in the new hospital.
We've done a lot of fundraising to raise funds for different parts of the hospital. Like there's a playground just outside that we did, just within our company, we did a fundraiser for to fund the whole thing. It's pretty good.
Each of these carefully designed and redesigned spaces are crucial to the health of everyone here. And that's good, because
this is the hospital you built.
I just think it's a great facility to be a part of.
Everybody that's on the project wants to be on the project.
Everybody takes quite a lot of pride and craftsmanship in the work that they do.
You'll hear guys say from time to time, you know, make sure you do this because it's for the kids.
On a personal level, I can't think of anything better that I've done for my kids.
It makes me feel very proud to know that I contributed to building a place of this importance.
It's something I'm very, very proud and happy to be a part of.
Coming up, research, the future, and how we built both into the new Alberta Children's Hospital.
These are the labs where they research for cures that help us kids.
Who need the surgical suites.
That help emergency.
That depends on the systems. That use the wires.
That run through the hospital you built.
research is all about teamwork. And the better the team, the better the results.
It involves everyone coming to the table as an equal partner in this. Physicians, pure researchers, nurses, physical and occupational therapists, right down to staff levels who are running the healthcare system. They're all essential members of the team.
Along with researchers, you also need goals. And when it comes to childhood disease, there are plenty to pick from. Our research priorities include cancer, asthma, brain injury, and genetics.
What a list!
There's a constant need for us to be looking for better solutions to address healthcare problems. In some cases, we don't understand even the basis of the disease underlying it. So it's important to do research so that when we do make those advances, the children in this hospital can benefit first and foremost.
Research also has a ripple effect. It helps to attract world-class doctors who are interested in solving the mysteries surrounding some childhood diseases, and that's a huge benefit to their patients.
We're constantly looking at everything we do, every procedure, every new disease that we may be discovering along the way is something we should inquire about, do research to help inform care. And that sets us apart from just a hospital that's taking care of patients as individuals. This really is what I call a once-in-a-generation opportunity to really lay down something that's not just a physical place, but to become a legacy for the people of Southern Alberta. And because it's the first new hospital come along in about 20 years, to really sort of set a new standard in Canada or worldwide.
Research plays a big role by not only helping to create healthy children today, but by setting a whole generation on the road to good health tomorrow.
This is really just the start for us, an opportunity to continue to attract talent, the best and brightest amongst clinicians and researchers.
For research to continue, the hospital has to first be populated, and that takes practice.
Practice makes perfect. So we've done 2 practice moves.
To get it just right, teams from each hospital department planned and participated in what's known as a mock move.
We mocked up 11 patients. 8 were on the various clusters, 2 per cluster, 2 from ICU and 1 from emergency.
The hospital's mock moving teams and pretend patients planned and tested all moving procedures.
We have a huge team of people that will be working on move day. We've been working with the unit managers who put a team together that crosses all disciplines.
Then, to help them secure the best route of travel, they called on the city's safety professionals.
We worked with the City of Calgary, CHIPS, which is our Calgary Health Region Patient Transport team, and Calgary Police Service.
Using 3 of 10 ambulances reserved for the actual move day, they traveled the route under the media's watchful eye.
It allowed all the different agencies to test their systems and how they would prepare for the move and how they would act during the move.
There's no telling how many patients will have to be moved on the day, but after all their practice, staff are confident it'll be done safely and efficiently.
The next one is for real, and so we'll know what to expect and we'll know how to react.
The Alberta Children's Hospital Foundation has played a key role in funding the new hospital by raising over $52 million, and they couldn't have done it without your help.
It's extraordinary. The volunteer support that we've received, the financial support that we've received, and just the outpouring from the community and the families that we've helped. It's really a wonderful place to be.
And to keep the new Alberta Children's Hospital on the cutting edge of technology, research, and talent, ongoing community support is vital.
It's what's inside that counts the most. It's the healthcare providers and programming and support of families that we feel there's a significant need to continue to build funding for the long term to support Alberta Children's Hospital as a hub of care for Southern Alberta.
If it was just a building, we wouldn't have accomplished anything much new. It's the people and the atmosphere.
This building, of all the projects I've been involved in, reflects the philosophy of the people that work there, of the people that come there, of the children that are treated there. It's their building, it's not our building.
They're incredible people that work there, and it makes a huge difference to actually have a facility that's been designed around children and not designed around adults, and then we fit children in.
We've involved the kids and the families in the design process. Inherently, they become the owners of the facility. And through experience, we've always found that when somebody owns or has an ownership of something and they have a pride in it, they tend to take care of it and they tend to give back to it even more.
Everybody wants to be a part of it. They've done it for love. I mean, where did you get that? I mean, you don't get that when you have anything being built. I mean, people do it because it's a job. This is a love. And to say when you're driving by on the road and say, I was involved with that, what a feeling.
Community support and vision made this possible. From the new hospital we celebrate today, to the treatments and cures we discover through research tomorrow, our children will benefit for decades.
Oh man, it's exciting.
It's a nice place. It's a new beginning.
Thanks to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Front to back, top to bottom, this is a hospital built of families. Families of engineers, architects, and tradespeople. Of doctors, nurses, and technicians. Families all, building an environment of hope, help, and healing. For now, for the future, for the children.
This is the hospital you built.
This is the hospital you built.
This is the hospital
You built.
you built. You built. You built.
You built.
You built.
You built.
You built.
This is the hospital you built.
Thank you.